I recently built a side project and added a waitlist form. Soon after we made the form live, we saw a lot of bots spamming. And this was frustrating. I of course wanted to avoid it, but I also didn't want my user to solve those CAPTCHA puzzles. Hey everyone, I'm Harshil Agrawal, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to implement Cloudflare Turnstile. Turnstile is Cloudflare's smart alternative to CAPTCHA. Under the hood, Turnstile runs a few non-interactive JavaScript challenges to identify the human behavior. It also uses machine learning models to detect common features. Before we jump into the implementation, let's understand how Turnstile works. To get started with Turnstile, you need to create a Turnstile widget on your Cloudflare dashboard. Once you do that, you get a secret key and a site key. Next, you need to include the JavaScript file for Turnstile into your application. You then have to embed the Turnstile site key into your application, and once Turnstile is added to your application, it would run some challenges under the hood. It will also create a token. You send this token along with your form submission. You send this token to your server where you verify this token using your secret key. And that's it. That's how Turnstile works under the hood. Turnstile comes with 3 different widget modes. The first is the managed mode. In this mode, the user might have to interact with the widget to identify themselves as a human. Now, notice I am emphasizing on the word might, because Turnstile automatically identifies who is accessing the form and, if needed, would ask for the interaction. So, to see this in action, over here I have a form which is using the managed mode. As you can see, it is asking me to verify myself as a human. Submit the form, verify myself as a human. Now that it is successfully verified, I can click on submit form and the form is successfully submitted. We can go to view submissions admin and we can see the data getting successfully stored in Cloudflare D1. Now let's go back to our demo and look at the second mode, which is the non-interactive mode. In this mode, Turnstile runs completely behind the scenes, meaning that there is no user interaction needed at all. So if you want to avoid any kind of user interaction in your form submission, you should use this mode. Again, let's take a look at this quick demo. As you can see, Turnstile automatically verified that I am a human. I can now click on submit contact form. The form is submitted. And again, if we go to our submission admin page, we can see the new form submission in here. The last mode is the invisible mode. It is similar to the non-interactive mode, but the difference is that the user does not see any widget in here. Everything is running behind the scenes and the user is not at all aware of Turnstile being used in here. So we can test this out as well. Click on login. I get a form submitted successfully and we see this information getting logged here as well. So this was a quick demo of 3 different modes. Now in this video, I am going to cover all the 3 modes one by one. I am using RedwoodSDK for this application, but the process remains the same irrespective of the framework you are using. So let's dive into implementing Turnstile for our application. As mentioned earlier, the first thing I need to do is create a widget. So on my Cloudflare dashboard, I'm going to go into Turnstile, click on add widget, and then give this a name. In here, you need to add the host name where you want to run Turnstile. For now, because I am running this locally, I'm just gonna say localhost. And lastly, you decide which mode you want to use for this widget. I'm gonna go with the manage mode for now and click on create. Now this generates the site key and the secret key for the widget. Now don't worry, I am gonna delete the widget right after this video so no one else can use my secret key and the site key. Before we make use of this, we need to include the Turnstile script. So you can find the script on the documentation, which is over here. Now, because I am using a React on the front end and it is a client component, I need to make sure that my script loads when my client is ready. For that, I am going to load the script in a use effect. And over here is the script that is getting loaded in my client. Once I have the script, the next thing is to add the Turnstile element. So again, I am going to go back to the docs and copy the code in here. As you can see, I already have configured the forms for my application. So under my managed mode form, I'll add my turnstile widget, change this to class name, since again we are dealing with React, and I need to update my site key. So I'll go back to my dashboard, copy the site key and paste it in here. We don't need the data callback, so we can simply remove that. Now I'm going to save this, come back to my application and refresh it. And now we can see our widget getting loaded. Looks good. However, if we submit the form right now, we get an error saying turnstile verification failed because we haven't implemented the verification yet. So let's go ahead and do that. In my server functions, I'll first create a verified turnstile token function. And this function is going to call the site verify endpoint, sending in the secret key for our managed widget and the response token. We then run the response from the fetch call. Next, we will create a submit form function and add a try catch block to it. We will extract the information coming in from our form, which includes the token, name, and the email. We will do some validation to make sure we have the information that we need, such as check if the token is coming in from the form or not, and if the user provided information is also coming in or not. Next, we'll need to verify the turnstile token, and for that, we are going to use the function that we created earlier. So for that function, I need to pass on the token coming in from the form and the secret key that I saved in my dev variable file. We will then check if the response is a failure and send that failure message to our user. But if the response is a success, or in other words, the form is being submitted by a human, we will insert this data into our database. Now over here, I am using Prisma as my ORM, which connects to my D1 database. We'll also return a success to a user after the submission. If for any reason there is another error, we'll return that error from our catch block to the user. We can go ahead and save this. And if we go back to our form and test it out, I'm going to call it Harshil new and just say new@test.com. Click on submit contact form. We get form submitted successfully and we can view this data in the admin. Now there might be scenarios where you would want to test particular things. For example, you always want to test the success scenario or the failure scenario of turnstile, or you also may want to have the interaction mode on while testing. For that, you can find all the keys that you need. So if you go back to documentation and navigate to testing under troubleshoot, you will find different site keys that you can use. So in our testing, if we want our turnstile to always pass, we can use this particular site key. Well, we now have implemented the managed mode. Let's go ahead and implement the non-interactive mode. For each mode, you need to have a separate widget. So again, I'll go back to my Cloudflare account. Under Turnstile, click on Add Widget. This time I will call it non-interactive. Add a host name. Again, this is going to be localhost. Make sure when you deploy your application in production, you add your production URL and not localhost. I'm going to click on Add. And this time, instead of managed, I will go with non-interactive and click on Create. This is again going to give me a site key and a secret key. Now let's copy the site key and go back to our code. And under a non-interactive form, we will use this key. I'm going to replace this with the actual key and save it. I will also need to add the secret key into my devs.variable file. So hold on, let me do that and come back in a second. All right, I have added my secret key. So let's go ahead and add the function to submit our form for the non-interactive mode. So again, in my actions.ts file, I am going to add a function called submit non-interactive form. It is also going to have a try catch block, and the process might look very familiar now. We'll first get the information from our form, then do some validation to see if we are getting the required data from the form or not. Then use the verified turnstile token function, passing on the token that is coming in from the form and the non-interactive turnstile secret key that I just saved. This will give us a result. It might be a success or a failure. And if it is not a success, we don't submit the form and we send out an error message to a user. But if it is a success, We will insert this information in our D1 database and return that success message to our user. And again, in our catch block, we're gonna send out an error message if anything goes wrong. With this, we're gonna save our action file, come back to our application. Let's navigate back to our main page. Over here, now we have the widget for the non-interactive mode, and we can send a message as well. I click on submit contact form. The form gets submitted successfully, and we see the message in here. We are left with just one single mode, which is the invisible mode. Now you might already be familiar with the steps that you need to take to implement this. I'm just gonna quickly walk you through this because we already have covered the steps and they are almost identical. But again, if you run into any issues, you can find the link to this GitHub repository in the description down below. Or you can always head on to the documentation to learn more. For the invisible mode, I'll again go back to my Cloudflare dashboard and create a new widget. Let's call it invisible video, add a host name, and in here we will select the invisible mode. Again, when I click on create, it is going to create a site key and a secret key. Now in our front end, we want to use this particular site key, and for your backend, you want to pass on this particular secret key for the verification of the process. And that's it. With just a few lines of code, you can add Turnstile to your application. Let's recap. Managed mode is the best of both worlds. It is mostly non-interactive, but with an interactive challenge for suspicious traffic. The non-interactive mode always shows the widget, but never requires user interaction. And the invisible mode completely hides the widget from the user for the smoothest experience. And remember, no matter which mode you choose, always verify the token on the server side. That's the key of making this secure. By adding Cloudflare Turnstile to my waitlist form, I have eliminated spam and can focus on building my product for real users. It was incredibly easy to implement and has made a huge difference. I hope this walkthrough was helpful. Again, if you want to dive deeper into the code, you can find the GitHub repository in the description. And let me know in the comments which mode you are planning to use in your project. Thanks for watching and happy coding!